Hi, I'm Simon Wickenden,
Hi, and I'm Martin Guthrie.
and once again we're back to talk about Oracle licensing.
Okay, so what's the topic today, Simon?
Today it's Level.
Level? Well, I've not come across Level before. Is there any other name for Level? Or
No, it's actually on the support contracts as Level. It's probably one of the ones that's least known about though.
okay, so we've covered products, we've covered metric, we've covered term. So Level. So tell me about Level.
So Level is a catch-all used by Oracle to hold restrictions around the licensing. Is probably the best way of putting it.
Okay.
So ISV licensing, for instance, is restricted to certain applications, and there are three levels for ISVs. And also you'll find some levels such as restricted use or limited on support agreements on occasions. Those are generally Oracle ones. For instance, if you're running Oracle eBusiness Suite and you've made no modifications to it at all, you can use certain licenses for free. They will be shown as a limited use level.
Okay. So I'm guessing really with these levels, it's really all about getting access to the application software potentially cheaper, but with restrictions. So the
Correct.
restriction is actually what restricts you to actually get a lower price point.
That's the way it works. I mean, you can also have other things. I've seen WebLogic server sold before, but for specific use cases, and that would be noted in level. So you'd only be able to use it, say, for a specific website.
Okay. That makes sense. So really what Oracle's actually doing is they're not being awkward, they're actually just trying to actually get the customer to get a certain use of the product, which is worth a certain amount of money, I guess, in respect.
It's basically a way of giving better commercial terms for specific uses and limiting that license for that specific use. It's a commercial model. Yeah.
Okay. So could you give some examples, please?
Yeah. So let's talk about the ISV ones. They're probably the most common. There are three, as I said. They're known as ASFU, Application Specific Full Use. This is a license that allows an ISV to sell Oracle with their product, with their application, but it's designed to run just with that application. That means that if you wanted to use that database for something other than the application, you'd have broken the licensing rules because it is specifically for that application. There are some stipulations around the contractual flow of that. For instance, the end user for an ASFU license doesn't sign Oracle terms and conditions. The ISV signs those terms and conditions, and then the ISV would have to put a contract in place with their end user that they're selling the licenses to.
So if that's done like that, can a general reseller sell an ASFU license?
No, only the ISV in question can sell that ASFU license.
Okay.
And if the customer has an ASFU license and wants to use it for other things, that is possible again through migration, which will allow you to migrate that product to full use at a cost.
So to pay to remove the restrictions and make the product full blown?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The next one we probably want to talk about is embedded software license, an ESL. An embedded software license is a license that's sold again with an application, but in a way that you kind of don't know that Oracle's there. So the restriction there is that the end user shouldn't be able to deal with it at all, shouldn't be able to do any housekeeping. It's all restricted use for the partner in question, not for the end user.
Is there any examples of that, of their products maybe?
I've not got application examples, but it's actually quite often used in hosting environments. So if an ISV is hosting an application for an end user, but just for that end user, so they've got a specific server for one customer and they run it all, so the end user customer just sees the database, just sees the application, not the database, can't see the database, then that would be termed as embedded. So they'll be able to sell an embedded license with that.
Okay.
Embedded license comes with a very steep discount, 80%, very steep discount. However, the restriction is very solid here. You cannot migrate that to full use. It's only to be embedded with that product.
So I guess really between ASFU and embedded, I'm seeing a trend here where the higher the discounts, the higher the restrictions.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The third one, far less discount, is a proprietary application hosting license, PropApp or PAH, it's otherwise known. That license allows an ISV to host an application on a one-to-many basis. What I mean by that is they have a server that hosts 10 or 15 users with that one database. So a one-to-many basis. You couldn't use it on a one-to-one basis, but you can use embedded for the one-to-one basis.
Okay.
So that's it for the ISV licenses. Some of the others you're going to find crop up are, as I say, limited use, but you'll also find there are things like employee licenses, which, unlike Named User Plus, are based on the number of employees you have. There are things like a campus agreement in education. These are all put under the limits banner, but so all filter under level. A lot of these can only be bought in very specific circumstances, and quite a few of them, like employee and concurrent licenses, are legacy levels that Oracle have had in the past that no longer exist today.
Okay.
So there are those.
So I guess I'm saying through these recordings we've done so far, whatever the environment, Oracle have got a licensing agreement that actually lends itself well to the customer situation.
It does. But you've got to be careful because with these restrictions and some of the other things, you can't mix them. So, for instance, if you had an application-specific full-use license on a server, you can't then put a full-use license on that same server, or certainly not if you're not using hard partitioning. So you couldn't put it in the same license area. And the same's true for some of the other metrics as well.
So there's a definite requirement for having somebody to assist with licensing knowledge to make sure that you don't fall out of Oracle's licensing model. And
Absolutely.
Something we can help with, I guess, with our partners.
Absolutely. We're here to do exactly that. So if you need any help, you know who to call. And again, as we've mentioned in the past, there will be a pack attached to this particular video. In that pack, we'll be listing all the contact details, etc., as well as some information around what we've been talking about.
And don't forget as well, if you're an Arrow, Mission Red Arrow customer, within that note section, there'll be a link there to actually click so you can actually get your points watching this video today.
And that's about it for the bits of licenses, the metric, the product, the term, and obviously level. In the next episode, we're going to be talking about things like virtualization.
Oh dear, I know that's a scary subject when it comes to licensing.
It's the thing that most people get wrong.
Okay, so thank you for watching today, and look forward to seeing you on the next video.
See you next time.
Thank you.